Namaste children, a very warm welcome, a hearty welcome for all of you for this session. Children, in the previous session we have learnt about similarity, similar figures, in particular similar triangles, correct, and the connected two fundamental properties. Can you tell me what are similar triangles, children? Can you recall it? Okay, look, these are called similar triangles. Similar triangles means shape will be the same, areas may be same or areas may be different. Such a pair of triangles are called as similar triangles. Okay. Today in this session we shall try to explore a very fundamental theorem which is required in order to prove the interrelationship, interdependency between the fundamental two properties of similar triangles, which is nothing but Thales theorem. This is given in our textbook as theorem number 2.1, which means that chapter number 2, article number 1, point number 1. Thales was one of the greatest mathematicians from Greece. He was a philosopher and an astronomer also. I am very happy to tell you that he was the teacher, he was the mentor of a world famous mathematician Pythagoras. Thales is so fortunate to have a student like Pythagoras. At the same time, Pythagoras is also so fortunate to have a mentor like Thales, and Thales is called as the father of science, children. He is very popular mathematician. This theorem is discussed in volume number 6 as proposition number 2 in the book, the first ever book in mathematics, The Elements, written by Euclid. About 13 volumes are there, about 465 propositions are there. You can see this theorem in volume number 2 as proposition number 2. And I just wanted to quote a very important statements made by this great mathematician Thales. All human sufferings come from our ignorance only. This is what he has understood in life. And he says so many types of sufferings we have got. For all that, the root of all this problem is our ignorance only, which means the lack of knowledge, lack of information, or agnana antalu navu helbodu makle. So let us today discuss in detail basic proportionality theorem. It is briefly called as BPT, B for basic, P for proportionality, T for theorem. Okay, BPT, Thales theorem. So to understand this, we need the help of concept of proportion, which we have already studied in 9th and 10th standard. Here is a brief information definition of proportion. Yes, it is nothing but if two ratios are equal, then we say use the term proportion, correct. So in other words, we can put it this way, children, if A, B, C, D are said to be in a proportion provided A by B is equal to C by D, children, correct. A by B is one ratio, C by D is another ratio. If two ratios are equal, then we say that they are said to be in a proportion. Here A, B, C and D are called the terms of the proportion. In other words, equality of two ratios, children, is called as proportion. So this is very important terminology which we will be using very frequently throughout the future, in this class and future classes also. Okay. So let us draw a triangle. This is the base of the triangle. Here is a scalene triangle ABC, in which let us draw a line, a straight line like this, a DE, which is parallel to BC. So arrow marks indicates that the two straight lines DE is parallel to BC. You know the symbol for parallel, we have to draw two vertical lines. So you should be read as DE parallel to BC. Okay. Now in this figure D is parallel to BC. Now Let us call these points of intersections as D and E with an arrow mark on the DE and BC. Let us suppose that the segments BD and DA are 2 centimeter and 4 centimeter respectively. So, definitely BD is smaller than AD, but we want to know how many times AD is bigger than BD or BD is smaller than AD. Do you know for that what is that we have to do? We have to take a ratio. So, let us take the ratio. If I say AD by DB, it is called a ratio. So, AD is 4 centimeter divided by 2 centimeter. So, 2 ones are 2 twos are centimeter got cancelled, we got 2. Okay. Now, let us go to the segments AE and EC. Let us suppose that EC is 3 centimeters and AE is 6 centimeter. Here also let us try to compare the lengths of AE and EC. For that we need to take the ratio. The ratio is AE by EC. So, AE by EC is again 6 centimeter by 3 centimeter. 3 ones are 3 twos are centimeter units also got cancelled. Wow, it is also equal, children. Okay. So, AD by DB is exactly equal to AE by EC if D is parallel to BC only. Okay. In this case, it is equal to 2 only. Okay. This is the important illustration from which we can understand the Thales theorem. So, AD by DB is equal to 2. What does it mean? 2 times. 2 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನಿದರ ಅರ್ಥ? What is the meaning? If on cross multiplication you will see that AD is equal to twice DB. Similarly, we can take the other ratio as AE by EC is equal to 2. On cross multiplication you get AE is equal to 2 EC. It means that AE is 2 times EC. See, if D is parallel to BC, then if you compare AD and DB, it will be exactly equal to AE by EC. So, this is what Thales theorem is going to tell us. Okay, now, say observe this figure, children. See, in this figure AD, DB, AE, EC, look at the measurements and once again try to compare the lengths. So, it is 3 by 6 which means 0.5. Whereas AE by EC that is equal to 1 by 5 which is equal to 0.2. Is 1 by 5 is equal to 0.2? Never. 0.5 is not at all equal to 0.2. So, therefore, we say that AD by DB is not equal to AE by EC. Do you know why? The two ratios are not equal. It is because the line D is not parallel to BC. If you want AD by DB is equal to AE by EC, the necessary and the fundamental condition is DE has to be parallel to BC. In this example, DE and BC are not parallel. Therefore, AD by DB is not at all equal to AE by EC. So, therefore, in this figure we can say we can draw DE, children, parallel to BC anywhere in the triangle. See, observe these 3 figures. You can draw DE nearer to the vertex A or somewhere in between that, inside that, or you can say very nearer to closer to the base BC. You have got option to draw anywhere inside the triangle. Okay. Now, in this figure you can see that D is parallel to BC. Okay. Now, do you think that we should always draw the line D parallel to the base BC only? No, you can even draw the line parallel to AC or you can draw the line parallel to AB. So, D can be drawn parallel to any one side of the triangle. That is what we are trying to understand in this. So, the another important thing we need to understand is it true in all triangle, children? Yes, this property holds good in a right angle triangle, in an obtuse angle triangle, in an isosceles triangle, in a scalene triangle, in any triangle you can verify this property. So, here we have in triangle ABC, we have DE is parallel to BC. Therefore, we understood that the AD by DB is as good as AE by EC. Here we can generally put it as equal to K. K is called the proportionality constant. So, it means that if AD is half of DB, AE will be again half of EC only, please observe AB is smaller than, shorter than AC. It need not be an isosceles triangle. So, this is what we wanted to trying to understand. The word proportion is used in this chapter. Do you know how many times it has been used in this chapter, including the problems? It is used somewhere around 24 times it has been used. So, if we do not understand this word proportion itself, then I do not think we can understand this chapter at all. So, please try to understand the word, the concept of proportion very clearly. So, similarity is all about proportion only. Okay. So, now can we state with all this information, can we state a Thales theorem, children? Come on, try. In any triangle, or if in a triangle a straight line is drawn, okay, can you fill up this blank? Can you try how we must draw a straight line? So, yes, it should be parallel to what? To any one side of a triangle, then it is going to divide the other two sides. Come on, another gap is coming to you to fill it up. Yes, how will be the other two sides will be divided? It will be divided proportionally. So, parallel and proportionality, these are the important words which we need to focus. This is called the general enunciation of the Thales theorem. Okay. Having understood BPT, children, we shall now try to prove it logically with the help of our previous examples or previous properties and knowledge. Okay. So, here is a triangle, a scalene triangle ABC. Okay. So, having drawn the figure, the second step is to write data. So, what is the data here? So, in triangle ABC, so DE is parallel to BC. So, arrow mark indicates that the two lines are parallel. So, this is the data which is given in our theorem. Okay. What is to be proved? We have to show that AD divided by DB is exactly equal to AE divided by EC. This is what we have to prove. So, in order to prove this, children, we need to do some constructions. Can you suggest the construction, children? Without construction, I do not think it is possible to prove this. Come on, can you have any idea what construction we have to do? Okay. This construction is very simple. Join B and E and C and D, children. Normally, construction in the figure will be done in broken lines. It is better to do it. Continuous line indicates that it is data. Broken line indicates that it is not given in the theorem. We have done the necessary construction. Also, we have to draw DM and EN perpendicular to AC and AB. Please observe the figure carefully and see, look at the symbol that we are using for 90 degrees. So, these are the two symbols which we are using. Okay. Lot of care has to be taken children, while drawing the perpendicular. It should be exactly EN and DM should be exactly be perpendicular to AB and AC. So, recall our bridge course classes, use scale properly and try to draw exactly these perpendiculars. So, in order to prove this, children, we require three prerequisites, children. So, prerequisite number 1 is this. So, here is a triangle. So, what is the area of this triangle? Which is equal to half into base is B1 into height, that perpendicular is the height H1. You can take any one of the side as the base for the triangle, but height will be the perpendicular to it from its opposite vertex. So, it is also equal to half into B2 into H2 and it is also equal to half into B3 into H3 also. So, any one of the three sides can be taken as the base, as therefore, height is nothing but it is the length of the perpendicular drawn from the vertex to its opposite side. Okay. Now, the second prerequisite is this: triangle standing on the same base and between the same parallels are equally in area. Here are two lines L1 and L2 which are parallel to each other, and here is a triangle ABC and we are interested in their areas. Here is another triangle BDC. So, if you calculate the areas of these two triangles, do you know that they will be equal to each other because they have got the same base and the heights are also same as they are between the same parallels. So, please recall this, remember this, which we are going to use very shortly now. Okay, and also the third prerequisite is this among the axioms. So, axiom number 1 is also we are going to use here. So, let us recall this: things which are equal to the same thing or equal to one another. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then definitely A is equal to C. A and C are equal to the same thing B, therefore, A and C are equal. This is called axiom number 1. So, okay, we will start with these prerequisites. Let us prove the BPT now. Okay, so we know that area of triangle is half into base into height. So, consider look at the triangle ADE, children. We will also show you using our pointer. See ADE. Okay, it is half into any one side can be taken as the base. Let us take AD as the base. In such a case, EN will be the height, and similarly, a triangle BDE, you see, triangle BDE, the area is nothing but base is dB, and if the base is dB, EN will be the altitude to it, because it is an obtuse angled triangle. Okay. Now, similarly, let us look from the other side. So, okay, now join C and D and let DM be the perpendicular. So, area of the same triangle ADE, but this time we will make AE as the base. In such a case, DM will be the altitude, and triangle CDE, look at triangle CDE, children. Okay, that area is half into base is EC and DM is the height also. So, let us see both the things that we have seen separately. Let us put it in the same slide, and so that you will be able to understand better. This is what we understood just now. Okay. Now, let us take the ratio between these triangles. So, area of triangle ADE divided by area of triangle BDE will be equal to half into base into height. So, EN getting cancelled, half is also getting cancelled. So, it is equal to AD divided by DB, and the same time what is area of triangle CDE? ADE divided by triangle CDE, it is also equal to DM is getting cancelled, half is getting cancelled. So, we got AE by EC. So, this is what we wanted to show, AD by DB is equal to AA by EC. So, look how the concept of area is used in bringing these ratios, children. It is so beautiful. Okay. Now, in this figure you can see all these things. Let us summarize whatever we have written just now in the proof like this. So, triangle ADE divided by triangle BDE is equal to AD by DB. So, area of triangle ADE divided by area of triangle CDE is AE by EC. Okay. What is the meaning of this proportion? This is what we should understand. So, if two triangles have the same altitude, then their areas are proportional to their corresponding bases. This is what we need to understand. So, without that altitude also, the figures are there on your monitor screen. Please observe and have a thorough understanding of these two results. Okay. Now, in here you have to observe one more thing, children. Observe triangle BDE. Okay, look at the triangle BDE and triangle CDE, children. Don't you think they are standing on the same base and between the same parallels? Therefore, don't you think they are equal in area? Correct. So, you know the theorem. So, triangles standing on the same base and between the same parallels are equal in area. So, the same thing is coming up to you once again, but shading has been done so that you can understand very neatly. Okay. So, these are the triangles which are standing on the same base and between the same parallels. So, let us conclude. So, area of triangle ADE divided by area of triangle BDE is equal to AD by DB. Similarly, the other ratio is equal to AE by EC. Now, compare the left hand side, children. Come on, come to the left hand side, observe the numerators, triangle ADE, triangle ADE, it is same, two numerators are same. What about denominators which are given in red color? They are also equal in area because they are standing on the same base and between the same parallels. Therefore, the left hand sides are equal. Okay. So, the numerators are same, denominators are also same. Therefore, by axiom number 1, we can conclude that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. This is what we wanted to show, and this is the proof for it. So, QED means quad erat demonstrandum. Look, children, using the concept of area so nicely, so beautifully, the proof has been taught by Thales. Okay. Now, about 2800 years ago, Thales understood this wonderful property. QED means quad erat demonstrandum. It is a Latin language, children. So, that which is to be, the meaning is that which is to be proved is proved logically or hence proved systematically. In Kannada it is called iti prameya. Okay. Now, so this is in one slide only you are able to see data to prove and construction, all the three are there, and in the another slide you are able to see the entire proof, children. So, please write down, in take one single sheet, start from the top from the general enunciation and write all these steps in one side of the sheet only. Okay. So, here is same triangle with the D parallel to BC is coming up to you. Okay. Now, AD by DB is equal to A by C, this is what we have proved just now. Instead of drawing, is there any rule that the D line has to be drawn inside the triangle, children? Okay, that is what we are trying to understand. So, we are producing AB and AC and then we are drawing DE outside the triangle parallel to BC. In such a case also we can see AD. Look at AD in the new figure, AD divided by DB. Look at the segment DB, children, DB, that is equal to the, come to the right side, AE divided by EC. Or you can also draw it like this. Instead of that, you can extend BA and CA upwards and draw a line like this. Say you call this as D and this intersecting point as E. So, if you draw D parallel to BC, then also you can see that AD by DB is equal to AE by C. So, by in this slide you are trying to understand, you need not draw the line D very well inside the triangle. You can write below or above, anywhere, for any side, in any triangle you can try this. This property holds good. So, please take down this as an activity and write down the proof for all these three figures and you experience this. This is one simple activity we are giving to you. So, the theorem is over. Now, we are going to the converse of Thales theorem. So, it can be stated like this, you know what is converse. So, in a triangle, if a straight line divides two sides proportionally, then it is parallel to the third side. This is theorem number 2.2 as per our textbook. So, the data is AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. In such a case, we have to show that DE is parallel to BC. So, let us take some one or two examples and try to understand this theorem very well. So, here is a triangle ABC in which this line D is parallel to BC. So, the lengths of the segments AD, DB and AE are given and we are asked to find EC, children. Very simple illustration. Okay. So, you know D is parallel to BC, therefore, write the BPT, substitute, cross multiply, simplify, you will understand that EC is equal to exactly 2 centimeter. So, these kind of problems will appear for you in the examination, maybe for 2 marks. So, another example number 2 we are trying to understand now. Here is a trapezium ABCD. Okay, a trapezium, you know, one pair of opposite sides are parallel and AB is parallel to DC here and EF is also drawn parallel to AB. If EF is drawn parallel to AB or DC, we have to show that, look at the non-parallel sides, AE divided by ED is exactly equal to BF by FC. This is what we need to show. For this, the construction is join A and C. Let this AC intersect EF at G, children. Now, there are two triangles are there, take one by one. In triangle ADC we have EG parallel to GC, therefore, AE by ED is equal to AG by GC because of BPT. But if you take the other triangle ABC, here also if you apply the BPT now, so BF by FC is equal to AG by GC because of the same theorem. So, now observe the two right hand sides, they are equal, therefore, the two left hand sides must be equal. So, this is what example 2 is telling us. This is because of axiom number 1. So, 2 times we have applied BPT for 2 triangles. Is it possible to generalize this problem, children? Can we generalize this? Okay. In a trapezium, if a straight line is drawn parallel to a side of a triangle, then it divides the non-parallel sides proportionally. So, in this way we can generalize this worked example also. So, another example is coming up to you. Here is a triangle PQR in which PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR and angle PST is equal to angle PRQ. So, we need to prove that PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. We want to show that triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. So, let us start. So, it is given that PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. This is on account of data. Therefore, we can say ST is parallel to QR because of converse of BPT. Therefore, angle PST is equal to angle PQR. If you take PQ as the transversal, then you know that corresponding angles are equal, but the same angle PST is equal to angle PRQ because of data. So, you can see the left hand sides are equal. Therefore, the two right hand sides are equal because of axiom number 1, and when two angles of a triangle are equal, then it has to be an isosceles triangle. Okay. So, can you take down one small activity for your children? Can you think of a problem where we have to use BPT and the converse of BPT also in the same problem? Think of an activity like this. You design your own problem and show it to your teacher and please discuss. It is one of the beautiful activity. So, in this session children, on chapter number 2 triangles, we have learned beautiful theorem, a fundamental theorem on proportion, BPT and its converse, and also example 2 and 3 with some problems from 2.2 exercise. So, in the next session children, that is in the 4th session, we shall learn the 3 corollaries to BPT, okay, and try to understand the other connected problem. So, can you take down the homework children? So, the homework is exercise 2.2, 10 problems are there and 2 worked examples are there. Please write down in a particular notebook. So, with this we all wish you the best of luck for you, and thank you, really thank you very much. I am TK Prasannamurthy, retired headmaster, Vijaya High School, Jayanagar, Bangalore 11. Namaste children, namaste.